morning, everybody. Welcome to the Homeskoolin show, volume 11 or 12. I can't remember. How you doing? Your host, little Tommy Bukovac from Cleveland. So, yeah, I mean, that's an old Beatles thing, right? That might be my favorite 15 seconds of recorded guitar in history. Man. How good is that? I Want You, She's So Heavy off the Abbey Road album. That's the opening bit. Strong opener there. I always picture in my mind, like how they came up with that shit, like, was it like John just going, hey, George, I've got this riff. Could you play a little solo bit over that? Oh, I don't know, John, how about this? Yeah, George, that'll do. I mean, how did they come up with that shit? Oh my God, I mean, like, and it is worth noting that they weren't even 30 years old when they were writing these things and playing this shit. But as we said back in the Easter episode, I get the production, but when it comes to the guitar, there just seems like so many other obvious choices. Remember that? All right, so shout out to my dear friends John and Linda in Toronto or Tahoe or wherever the hell you are. Thanks for watching the show. Happy morning coffee to you. And I also want to shout out the Bagman. Hey, Bagman. But I also want to stop saying shout out. Shout out's so silly. I feel like I'm partaking in some millennial tech speak that I shouldn't be privy to. Maybe I'll just say things like, I'd like to acknowledge that person on the show instead of shout out. But yeah, anyway, you get the idea. So the viewer comment bin is rocking as usual. Got some great stuff in there as always. I'll get into some of this. This guy, there's been a lot of these types of requests, and I'm doing this. Okay. The guy said, "Why don't you create a Patreon page or whatever you call it, somewhere where people can make donations to you? Your time, effort, experience are obviously worth it. Thank you." I've had a lot of these types of requests, and you guys have been getting a month of free lessons. So I'll do this on the honor system. I'll put my PayPal link up in the corner there. If you guys feel like donating some beer money, go ahead. I appreciate it. I haven't been working. We are going broke, so that's all good. Maybe if you guys send in dozens of dollars, I won't have to go back to being a session man. And I could come to work every day in my garage. That'd be cool. But I doubt it. But anyway, thanks. And I'm also going to do that P.O. box so I can, get the coffee mugs and the T-shirts to wear on the show to promote you, my friends. We got some other stuff here. Let's see. Hey, Tom, what do you think of the caged system? Too much coffee lately. I miss the beer. I'm going to ignore the thing about the systems, and I'm going to talk about this. Yes, I have been drinking a lot of coffee on the show, and the Rolling Rocks have been sadly neglected. But, I found that just the way the whole thing works with the family up there, it's better for me to do these shows in the morning. When you're in quarantine, there's a rhythm of the day, and you don't want to disrupt that rhythm once you get in the zone, It seems like the morning shows work better for the family dynamic. And I can't really start cracking rocks at 9 a.m. I could, and I sometimes do, but not often. So there's that. Okay, so let's see what we got here. There's some more stuff. Guitar House in Tulsa needs a Rolling Rock version next. The T-shirts I always wear that say Guitar House? They need a green Rolling Rock version, Drew. That'd be pretty cool. I like that one. Here's another one. Please show us a Nashville number chart. Yeah, I talked about that session thing yesterday on the show, and I didn't have a proper visual aid ready to demonstrate. And here's one I found. This is a chart, hand scribed by yours truly. This is what they look like. This song is called Danger. This is one of the Skyline Motel songs. Let me see if I can make any sense of this for you. C, I, V, C, intro, verse, chorus, verse. Ignore this bit here for now. That's the end of the song. But, you know, these are the changes, man. Each number signifies a bar, right? If you got an underlined bar, that means there's 2 chords in that bar, 2 beats per bar, per chord, you know. And that's about it, man. 1/3, that means a 1 chord with a 3 in the bass. See that? It's really simple. I mean, there's been millions of videos dedicated to the number chart thing. They're explaining it way better than I can. It's cool though. I do like the number chart because you don't have to worry about what key you're in. You can just play a song in any key because you're not thinking of it in terms of key. Sometimes I'll be on these big, important sessions where these people bring out these fancy, beautifully manicured charts, LA style, and I just ignore them completely and I make my own number chart. What happens is you get really good at making charts by ear. Like, I don't know, unless it's a really complicated song, I can listen to it one time and just make a chart because you can hear all the changes in your head. You get really used to doing that after a while. I'm not bragging. Any of these guys can do that. Any of these Nashville guys, I mean, a lot better than I can. But yeah, if a song gets really complicated and there's a lot of key changes and mods and stuff in it, then I have to get a guitar and fish out the chords. You know, one of my secret wishes is that we could get back to music where I couldn't chart it on the first listen by ear. That'd be great. You know, there was a period there in Nashville where basically 99% of all the songs written were 6 minor, 4, 1, 5, over and over and over and over. And you know, the area code of Nashville is 615. So I thought about making T-shirts that said area code 6415. But that's not that funny. So yeah, there's that. But I think this quarantine and this sort of reevaluation of what's important in life is going to inspire some of us musician types to do some more creative shit than we have been doing. Maybe we'll come up with some new chords. Maybe we'll get away from the 6-4-1-5 thing. That'd be great. But whatever. All right, here's another one. This is a good one. Book. Who are your favorite guitar players you play with on sessions and you feel like you really learned something from? Man, good question. There's been not just guitar players. There's been so many people on so many sessions that I've learned from. I mean, it's mind-numbing. All you got to do is just listen, man, to what people are saying and doing. These guys are all so damn good. Oh, man, it's crazy, you know. Like the guy I shouted out earlier in the show, Jarvis, piano player. I mean, dude, I feel like I owe you so much for teaching me so much about music, man. I mean, absolutely brilliant musical mind. I learned a lot from other guitar players too. You know, I just think of funny little memories, you know, I have in my head. You know, like I remember one time years and years ago, I was on a session with Kenny Greenberg, and we were both playing electric, and man, I was struggling. I remember just working on this song over and over and over, and I was trying all this different shit, and I couldn't come up with a part I liked. I hated everything I played, which is typical. And the guys said, the control room, they go, "Hey guys, why don't you just come on in for a minute? Let's talk about this," which is always means you guys are failing miserably. Come on in here and let's try to right this ship, you know? So we started to walk into the control room and took the headphones off, and me and Kenny started walking into the control room together, and I looked at him and I go, man, I just can't find anything to play on this. I hate what I'm doing. And he looks at me and he goes, the song sucks. And I was like, yeah, you're right, Kenny. It does suck. That's why we can't find anything to play. You know, I sometimes fail to think of the obvious. You know, but man, sometimes people say things like that and it just hits you like a ton of bricks, man. I mean, I've learned a lot from Big Al Anderson. You guys know Big Al, NRBQ, legendary guitar player. I've worked with him a lot over the years, and he just called me the other day. I talked to him on the phone. I love that guy. He's the best rhythm guitar player that ever lived, by the way. And man, I'm going to do a whole episode about the Big Al rhythm coming up because it's a thing of wonder. If you guys don't know about Big Al and NRBQ, the new rhythm and blues quartet, I mean, it's incredible. And he's a great dude. He's always been so encouraging to me. He took me to the Bohemian Grove one time. Look that up. All right, so I said I was talking to Al on the phone, and I said, I've been a while since I talked to him. He lives in New Mexico, and I said, so give me something to use on the show, man. Give me some sage musical wisdom. And he said, never underestimate the power of stupid, which he's always said that. I remember when the time Al told me about meeting Joe Walsh. Al and Joe Walsh were hanging around together, and Al said, yeah, I like Joe. He really knows the power of stupid. I was talking to Al on the phone about that, and when he said that, I go, well, Al, there's you have to admit there's good and bad stupid, right? And he goes, not really. Stupid. Like, it is true, like, keep it simple. I mean, I find myself sometimes, I get thrown into these situations on these sessions when I'm thrown in the room with these younger people that they're half my age, and they don't listen to the same shit I listen to, and they want me to do something, magical. And I look around and I go, well, I'm not gonna play anything these guys like, I could be their dad, But man, I always seem to find a way to make them jump up and down. I don't know how it happens. I just keep fucking around and playing real simple, hooky things until they go, yeah, dude, yeah, that's it, and I do feel like there's certain devices in music that are timeless, okay? Just as there are in movies. I've said this a million times. We watch movies over and over, all these Hollywood movies. There's these devices that work in movies, little plot lines. Same thing in music, man. I mean, you don't really, if you want to stay super current as a session musician and listen to all the latest music, that's always good. But you could also just catalog all the classic devices that get used in great songs over and over and over and over. Bring in the bright, jangly guitars on the choruses to lift the choruses. There's a million of them. If you listen to great music, they're like, old songs are like a blueprint of how to make records. What instruments come in at what times, what go away at what times, the way the melodies, are lower here, higher here, there's just a million devices. I can't even begin to even talk about them all because I'll just go off on a rant. But those devices will always work in music. I don't care what era we're in. And I just think about those devices, man. I think, well, this song needs to lift here, or this song needs to go chill here, or it needs to be moody here, or it needs to be, and I just, that's what I go from, man. The devices are very important to me. And I think any great session musician is clearly in touch with all those devices, as any Hollywood director would be, Does that make any sense? I'm rambling here. Okay, so what else we got? On the subject of gear, I had one funny thing to tell you guys. True, very true. I have a running joke going with my friend Nick Druschel, who's one of my favorite guitar repair guys in the world. He works at Glazer Instruments. You know, we always joke that if you're ever around a guy who acts like he knows a lot about old guitars, one of the dead giveaways that they don't really know a lot about old guitars is when they say 19 before they say the year of the guitar. Like anybody who really is in the vintage guitar thing, they'll say, yeah, it's a 64 or it's a 59 or it's, you know, it's a 48. No one ever goes, it's a 1948. They don't do that. That's a dead giveaway. You're not a vintage guitar guy. Unless you're talking about an instrument that's pre-1920, then you have to say 1917, 1909, you know. But leave the 19 off. You don't have to bring up the century when you're talking about an old guitar. Most of us old guitar guys know what you're talking about when you say 68. Just throwing that out there, okay? A little advice from your Uncle Larry. Okay, so what else we got? What else we got here? Oh, guy said, Tom, you've reinvented the internet. Please keep going, question mark. I mean, I will, especially, we'll see what piles up in the tip jar there, you know? But thanks for saying that. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I'm just trying to talk about the shit that really matters. Okay, so here we go. Let's just talk about shit that really matters. Look at these fucking amazing chords that John Lennon came up with. Okay, so, all right, that opening bit. That's two parts I put on the looper. The first part is the main Lennon bit. Genius use of almost like I think Ted Green would probably refer to this as sort of a fugue chord progression. I mean, you can't, I was thinking about this last night. What key do you really call this out of? You know, you could call it out of C. You could call it out of 1 minor. You could call it out of D. I don't know. John Jarvis, what do you think? So you got D minor, and then he puts the minor third in the bass. That could be an F6 chord, but I think he's thinking of it as a D minor with a third in the bass. E7, flat 9 with that F on top, which is amazing, just tension there. B flat, dominant 7, still retaining that F on top. A major, sharp 5, still retaining the F on top. And then there's obviously the bass part where you got to tune down. That goes underneath that. Sorry. Note right there. I love the way they left that little breath on that G note. Because it would have been too much if they would have let them all ring. You know what I mean? It's just that's the kind of wisdom I'm talking about. The Beatles. They always knew what to do. So many other obvious guitar choices though. All right, guys. Well, and then you got the Harrison. I think it was Harrison that played it. I'm imagining it was. You never know with those guys. But the lead bit. Arpeggiating up the D minor chord. And then as it goes to the E7, he goes. to the 5th of the E7 chord, and then he sort of works in this diminished, getting up to that B flat off the G note. And then there's two guitars that sort of cluster into this big, and I think there's one guy going, putting that sharp 5 in there, you know, to get that tension of that chord. Oh man, so much great guitar shit on Abbey Road. I mean, how about the guitar on You Never Give Me Your Money? Fuck. Ooh, that's why I never get a big head or get an ego about anything. All you gotta do is listen to those records and realize your place in this world. Okay. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's ramble. I'll see you on the other side.